Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Two Voices English Podcast. I'm Leo.
And I'm Mia. We are so happy you're listening to us today. How are you, Leo?
I'm doing great, Mia. I'm excited because today we are talking about a topic that everyone knows the seasons.
That's right. Every year we see the world change. We have spring, summer, autumn, and winter. It's like the earth is changing its clothes.
That's a funny way to put it, Mia, but it's true. In some countries, these changes are very big. In others, the weather stays almost the same all year.
Where we live, we can really feel the four seasons. Right now, I was looking out the window and thinking about how much I love the variety. Leo, do you think people's moods change with the seasons?
Definitely. When the sun is shining, people usually feel more energetic. When it's gray and rainy, we often want to stay home with a cup of tea.
I agree. I think our topic today is perfect for easy English because we use these words every day. If you are learning English, talking about the weather and the seasons is one of the best ways to practice.
Exactly. We use these words to make plans, to talk to friends, and even to start a conversation with a stranger. So, Mia, let's start from the beginning. Which season usually starts the year for you?
Well, usually people think of spring as the beginning because everything starts to grow, but the calendar year starts in winter.
That's true, but there is something special about the transition. Moving from the cold to the warm weather is a big deal.
It really is. In this podcast, we are going to go through all of them. We will talk about what we wear, what we eat, and how we feel in each season.
And for our listeners, try to think about your favorite season while you listen. Is it the hot summer sun or the white, quiet snow of winter?
We have a lot to talk about. Let's dive deeper into the first one that comes to mind when we think of new life.
You mean spring, right?
Exactly. Spring is such a hopeful time. The birds start singing again, and the trees finally get their leaves back.
I love that moment when you don't need a heavy jacket anymore. You just put on a light sweater and go outside. The air feels different. It smells fresh.
It does. It's the smell of flowers and wet grass. It's the time for spring cleaning, too. Do you do that, Leo? Do you clean your whole house when spring comes?
I try to. It's a good time to get rid of old things and start fresh. It feels like a fresh start for the mind, too.
Speaking of fresh starts, there's so much more to say about how the world wakes up during this time.
You mentioned the trees getting their leaves back, Mia. I think that's the best part. Everything turns green almost overnight. It's like someone painted the world again.
It really is beautiful. And it's not just green. You start seeing yellow daffodils, purple crocuses, and red tulips everywhere. It's the most colorful time of the year, I think.
I agree. But spring isn't always perfect sunshine, is it? We have a saying in English, April showers bring May flowers.
That's a great idiom. It means the rain in April is necessary for the flowers to grow in May. So even when it's raining, we should be happy because it's helping nature.
Exactly. But for me, it's a bit annoying because I always forget my umbrella. I walk outside thinking it's a sunny day, and 5 minutes later, I'm getting wet.
That's typical spring weather. It's very unpredictable. One minute you need sunglasses, and the next minute you need a raincoat.
Still, the temperature is usually perfect. It's not too hot and not too cold. It's the best time to go for a long walk in the park or go hiking in the mountains.
And have you noticed the animals? The birds are so busy in the spring. They're building nests and looking for food. If you go to a farm, you can see baby lambs and little chicks.
It's full of energy. Everyone wants to be outside. People start gardening too. My neighbor spends every weekend planting seeds and preparing his backyard.
Gardening is very relaxing. It's a great way to connect with the seasons. You put a small seed in the dirt, and a few weeks later, you see something living.
It's a miracle, really. But as the days get longer and the sun stays up later, I start thinking about the next step. Spring is lovely, but then the real heat starts to arrive.
You're right. The days get longer and longer until suddenly we realize that the fresh feeling of spring is turning into the hot feeling of the next season.
I can already feel the sun getting stronger. It makes me want to go to the beach or jump into a swimming pool.
I know that feeling. When the school year ends and the holidays begin, everything changes. The energy goes from growing to celebrating.
That celebrating energy is exactly what summer feels like. It's the season of endless sunshine and, of course, the heat. For some people, it's the best time of the year.
I'm one of those people. I love the feeling of the sun on my skin. Everything feels slower and more relaxed in the summer. The days are so long that you can still see the sun at 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening.
That's true. It gives you so much more time to do things after work or school. You can meet friends for a cold drink or just sit in the park. But man, it can get really hot. Sometimes it's hard to sleep at night when the room is like an oven.
That's why we have fans and air conditioning, Leo. But honestly, I prefer the heat to the freezing cold. In the summer, you only need to wear a t-shirt, shorts, and sandals. It's so simple. You don't have to spend 10 minutes putting on coats, scarves, and gloves.
I agree with you there. Getting ready is much faster. And let's talk about the food. Summer food is the best. Watermelon, fresh berries, and of course, ice cream. I think I eat ice cream almost every day in July.
Me too. There's nothing better than a cold treat on a hot afternoon. And what about the beach? Do you like going to the ocean?
I love it. The sound of the waves and the smell of the salt water. It's the perfect place to relax. But you have to be careful with the sun. You need lots of sunscreen or you will turn as red as a tomato.
Exactly. Sunburn is a word every English learner should know because it happens very easily in the summer. But even if you don't go to the beach, summer is great for staycations, just relaxing in your own city, going to outdoor concerts, or having a barbecue in the garden.
Barbecues are a summer classic. The smell of grilled food in the air is one of my favorite things. It's a very social season. People are out, they're talking, and they're happy.
It feels like the whole world is on holiday, even if they are still working. There's a vacation vibe everywhere. But after a few months of intense heat and bright sun, sometimes I start to miss the cool air.
I know what you mean. By the end of August, the grass starts to look a bit brown, and you can feel that the air is changing again. The transition to the next season is actually quite beautiful in its own way. The transition you mentioned is so interesting, Mia. One day it's boiling hot, and the next morning you feel a little shiver. You realize you need a sweater again.
Yes, I love that first crisp morning. In English, we use the word crisp to describe air that is cool, fresh, and clear. It's the signature of autumn, or fall as some people call it.
Right. Fall is very common in American English, and autumn is more common in British English. Both are correct. I like fall because it describes exactly what the leaves do. They fall from the trees.
Exactly. The trees go from green to gold, orange, and red. It's like the forest is on fire, but in a beautiful, calm way. People actually travel long distances just to look at the leaves. We call this leaf peeping.
Leaf peeping. That's a funny term, but I get it. Walking through a park when the ground is covered in crunchy leaves is one of life's simple pleasures. The sound, crunch, 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 is so satisfying.
And it's a busy time, too. After the slow pace of summer, autumn feels like a time to get back to work. Students go back to school and people start new projects. It's like a second new year in September.
I feel that productive energy, but I also feel the need to be cozy. Cozy is another great English word for this season. It means feeling warm, comfortable, and safe indoors while it's cool outside.
Autumn is definitely the cozy king. It's the time for big scarves, soft blankets, and hot drinks. Instead of iced coffee, we start ordering hot lattes or hot apple cider.
Oh, I love hot cider. And the food changes too. We move away from salads and start eating soups, stews, and roasted vegetables. Everything feels more earthy and filling.
And the days are getting shorter, the sun sets earlier, and the evenings feel longer. It's a time for reflection, I think. We watch nature prepare for its long sleep.
It is a bit sad to see the flowers disappear, but the colors of the leaves make up for it. Plus, the light in autumn is so golden and soft. Photographers call it the golden hour, and in autumn, it feels like it lasts all afternoon.
It's true, it's the perfect light for pictures. But as the wind gets stronger and the last leaves fall, we know that the golden time is slowly changing.
Yes, the wind starts to have a bite to it. That means it's getting sharp and cold. It's a warning that the air is losing its warmth.
A warning that the coldest season is approaching. But before we get there, there is so much to enjoy about the harvest and the cozy nights by the fireplace.
You can really feel it now, can't you? That bite in the wind we talked about. It's not just cool anymore, it's freezing.
It is. We have officially arrived at winter. This is the season where the world looks completely different. In some places, everything becomes white.
I remember the first time I saw snow as a kid. It felt like magic. Everything was so quiet. Snow has a way of silencing the city. It's like a big white blanket over the streets.
A white blanket. That's a beautiful way to describe it. But winter isn't just about snow. It's about the frost on the windows in the morning and the steam coming out of your mouth when you breathe.
It's also about the fashion, Mia. You have to wear so many layers. A t-shirt, a sweater, a heavy coat, a scarf, a hat, and gloves. Sometimes I feel like a giant marshmallow because I'm wearing so many clothes.
Better a marshmallow than a frozen ice cube. Staying warm is the most important thing. But I love winter fashion. Big wool coats and colorful beanies can look very stylish.
That's true. And even though it's cold, there are so many fun things to do outside. Think about ice skating. Have you ever tried skating on a frozen lake?
Oh, I'm not very good at it. I usually spend more time on the ground than on my skates, but it's still fun. And then there's skiing or just building a snowman in the backyard.
Building a snowman is a classic. You need a carrot for the nose and some stones for the eyes. It's amazing how something so simple can bring so much joy to children and adults too.
I think winter forces us to slow down. Since the days are very short, sometimes it gets dark at 4 p.m., we spend more time inside. We focus on our homes and our families.
Exactly. It's the season of indoor life. We watch more movies, read more books, and maybe learn a new hobby. It's a time for rest. Nature is resting, so we should rest too.
I agree. But even in the silence of winter, there's a lot of excitement. People start looking forward to the holidays and the end of the year.
Yes, the lights. Even when it's dark and cold, the city lights and the decorations make everything feel warm and bright. It's a strange contrast, the cold weather outside and the warm feeling inside our hearts.
That's a very poetic thought, Leo. But let's be honest, after a few weeks of freezing temperatures, we all start looking for ways to stay extra warm.
Since we are spending so much time indoors during the winter, we have to talk about comfort food. When it's snowing outside, a salad just doesn't feel right. I want something hot and heavy.
I completely agree. Winter is the time for soups and stews. Think about a big bowl of chicken soup or a thick potato soup. It warms you up from the inside out.
And we can't forget the drinks. Hot chocolate with marshmallows is the ultimate winter treat. It's like a hug in a mug.
A hug in a mug. I love that expression. It's so true. I also love herbal teas with honey and ginger. They're great for your throat when the air is dry and cold.
But there is one thing about winter that is a bit difficult for me: the lack of sunlight. Sometimes I wake up and it's dark. I finish work and it's dark again. It feels like the sun is hiding from us.
It can be hard for some people. We call this the winter blues. It's a feeling of being a little bit sad or tired because there isn't enough light. That's why it's so important to go outside whenever the sun actually comes out, even if it's just for 10 minutes.
You're right. Even a cold sun feels good on your face. And there is a beauty in the naked trees, too. Without the leaves, you can see the shapes of the branches and the birds that stay for the winter, like the little red robins.
It's a very minimalist season. Everything is stripped down to the basics. It gives us a chance to think about what is really important. We spend more time talking to our friends and family because we aren't busy running around outside.
It's like the whole world is hibernating. Do you know that word, Mia? Hibernate?
Yes, it's what bears do. They sleep all winter to save energy. Sometimes I wish I could hibernate too, just wake up when the flowers start blooming.
Don't we all? But if we slept all winter, we would miss the cozy movie nights and the peace of a snowy evening. There is something very calm about winter that you don't find in the busy summer.
That's true. It's the quietest season. But after a while, I think we all start looking at the calendar. We start looking for the first signs that winter is ending.
I usually look at the ground. Even when there is still some snow, you might see a tiny green plant trying to push through the ice. It's a sign of hope.
It's the sign that the cycle is continuing. No matter how long the winter feels, we know that the sun will eventually stay up longer and the ice will melt.
It's amazing how we went through the whole year just by talking, from the fresh flowers of spring to the cold nights of winter. Looking back, they are all so different.
They really are. It makes me realize that every season has its own personality. It's like having 4 different friends who visit us at different times.
That's a great analogy. If the seasons were people, I think summer would be the loud, energetic friend who always wants to go to a party or the beach.
Definitely. And autumn would be the artistic, thoughtful friend who likes to walk in the forest and drink tea while reading a book.
Winter is the quiet friend who loves to stay home, stay cozy, and watch movies under a big blanket.
And spring? Spring is the optimistic friend who is always full of new ideas and energy, ready to start something fresh.
So, Mia, I have to ask the difficult question. If you had to choose only one season to live in forever, which one would it be?
Oh, that's so hard. If you asked me in July, I would say summer. If you asked me in October, I would say autumn. But I think if I really had to choose, I would pick spring. I love the feeling of possibility in the air.
I understand that. For me, it's a tie between summer and autumn. I love the sun, but I also love the crunchy feeling of October. I think I would get bored if the weather never changed.
I agree. The change is what makes us appreciate things. If it were always summer, we wouldn't care about a sunny day. If it were always winter, we wouldn't know how good a warm heater feels.
Exactly. In English, we say variety is the spice of life. This means that having many different experiences makes life more interesting. The seasons provide that variety for us every single year.
It also changes how we travel. Some people are sun seekers. They only travel to find the heat. Others love winter sports and go looking for the biggest mountains and the most snow.
I am a bit of both. I love a tropical beach, but I also love the feeling of a cozy cabin in the mountains. It's all about the timing.
And let's not forget the shoulder seasons. That's a term we use for spring and autumn, the times between the peak of summer and the peak of winter. Often, these are the best times to travel because it's not too crowded and the weather is mild.
That's a great tip for our listeners. If you want to save money and avoid crowds, travel during the shoulder seasons.
We've talked about the weather, the clothes, the food, and even the vibe of each season. It's clear that nature has a very organized system.
It really does. And as we finish our journey through the year, there's one last thing to think about: how we prepare for the cycle to start all over again. It is amazing to think that while we're talking here, the seasons are shifting somewhere else. When it's winter for us, it's summer on the other side of the world.
That's such a cool thought. The earth is always in motion and nature never truly stops. Even when it looks like everything is dead in the winter, the seeds are just waiting underground for their moment to shine.
It teaches us a lot about patience, doesn't it? You can't rush the flowers to grow, and you can't make the snow melt faster. Everything happens in its own time.
I think that's a great lesson for learning English too, Leo. You can't learn everything in one day. Just like the seasons, your English skills grow bit by bit. Sometimes you feel like you are in a winter where you aren't making progress, but then suddenly spring comes and you find yourself speaking more clearly.
I love that. Learning a language is definitely a journey through different seasons. Sometimes it's hard work, and sometimes it's just fun and easy, like a summer holiday.
Exactly. So, to our listeners, we want to know, what is the season like where you are right now? Is it hot? Is it snowing? And more importantly, which season makes you the happiest?
Try to describe it in English. Use some of the words we talked about today. Words like crisp, cozy, breeze, or blooming. It's a great way to practice.
We really hope you enjoyed this long journey through the year with us. Talking about the seasons is such a natural part of daily life, and we hope this helps you feel more confident in your next English conversation.
It was a pleasure sharing these stories and tips with you. We have so many more topics to discuss in the future, from travel to food and everything in between.
Before we go, if you enjoyed this episode of the Two Voices English podcast, please don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps our channel grow and allows us to reach more English learners around the world.
And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications. That way, you will never miss a new episode with Mia and me.
Thank you so much for listening and for being part of our community. We love hearing from you.
Stay curious, keep practicing, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.